All right. It's the rundown. It's Monday. I think it's September 17th. Is it 17th?
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
4 days till Pup Punk. BarstoolSports.com/Pup Punk. What does that take you to the ticket link, I assume? BarstoolSports.com/Pup Punk. Gearing up. It's getting a little tension around here because the entire office is trying to take a Pup Punk holiday, I guess is what you would call it. But I'm gonna be there. I'm performing. I have listened now officially to Rise, Pages Rise. I've started the repeat. It's a long song, so I'm a little...
Give us a bar.
Fuck Kevin Clancy, should have left it alone. Now I must remind you on
Iron Throne.
Yes.
Almost got through one.
That's the line I always remember.
Fuck Kevin Clancy, I get that part.
I'm Jordan,
honestly,
you're
that's the only
Pippin,
part
you're
that
tripping, bro.
This is my fucking business you're living off. SeatGeek. So I am going to be
Do you
performing
remember the
live.
Super Bowl?
When?
I don't even think he got through fuck Kevin Clancy at the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't know I was
That was
performing.
an impromptu.
That was like,
Yeah,
now
I get it. Now you know you're
and they're going to have the lyrics in the back,
billing.
so I am now listening. It's the only thing. SoundCloud's weird. It won't like let you repeat songs, so it's like...
It's on Spotify? Let's get that shit on Spotify.
No, how do you get a song on Spotify?
Tommy, get that on Spotify.
Put it in the notes.
Let's get it on Spotify.
I need that song so I can listen to it nonstop.
Put it in
I
your-
like the punk people maybe to tell me when I'm performing in the show. Like I feel like there's a lot of things.
Yeah, whenever you want. You're the champ.
Whenever you want.
This fucking place.
Fire alarm.
It's from your performance right there.
Maybe.
Burn the
So
joint
fire,
down.
yeah.
What did you say about 10 minutes? They're gonna do this for 10 minutes?
Should I open the back door
Didn't
just
we
in
just
case?
ask this fucking guy when he was up here, like, hey, we're filming, when's this gonna be done?
It's like 10 minutes, he said.
They're doing this for 10 minutes. All right, SeatGeek code rundown, $10 off your first ticket order. If you need tickets, that's what you do. I'm sure there's Pup Punk tickets on there. Get it for basically free if you get $10 off your first order. That, again, House of Blues in Boston. Football tickets, baseball tickets, playoff season coming around the corner. SeatGeek code rundown, $10 off your first order. Okay, NFL recap, lots of things to talk about. We always kind of let you guys go on your rants, your takeaways, whatever. The major...
No, that's not true. When the Patriots win, you go on your rant and we sit here, so that's definitely not true.
I don't...
I'm surprised he's even here today. Like you're like 10 for your last 10.
We've been doing this show for 5 years. There's no chance you're like, yeah, you just let you go on your rants.
No, I
usually start with the
You're
Patriots.
like 10 for 10 on missing after the Patriots lose games.
I guarantee you, if you, first of all, I haven't ranted about Patriot regular season victories in forever. I just say they look the same they always do, and they lost, and they look the same they always do. Every single year, they lose big generally early in the season. Sometimes
That's
they'll
true.
be 2-2.
That's true.
And then they turn around and come back.
But the question always is, and I agree with you. Like anyone who's freaking out, you're basically doing the same.
Groundhog
History
Day.
repeats itself.
Bill Murray, Groundhog Day.
But as we always say on this show, there will be at some point.
You said it was last year, I believe.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, Tommy, put that in the tickler
Okay.
file.
I think I've been pretty consistent that it's.
No, last year you were like, I can't. You guys had this. You're like,
Yeah.
Dan, I can't believe you're doing this last year.
I think you were like, you
like,
didn't
this year's
commit to
different.
it, but you were like insinuating.
Yeah, because I don't think it's gonna happen. I can always be like, oh, maybe, but. And that's the question
Last
to you,
year,
dude.
Well, but
That's
the
the question
difference
to
to
you.
me, like when you lost to the Chiefs last year, it's the Chiefs, no big deal. But Jacksonville being like an actual potential contender, I think.
Miles
changes
Garrett,
things.
Jacket, whatever his name is,
Yeah, you got it.
said it. Jack. He said it's the most important game of his life.
Yeah, there is that. The Jags were throwing everything at it. And,
This was their Super Bowl.
And
It's week 2 for the
no,
Patriots.
my only question to you, and it's the same question every year, is like, is there ever going to be a time when it happens where it's like, oh,
not
this
as
looks
long,
different than the last ones?
Not as long
Like
as
LeBron almost.
Brady.
Like
Like,
we knew
LeBron-
something was different last year.
Hey,
and
put
even
that
still,
in the tickler file when
Yeah.
Dave said that LeBron was going to lose in the East.
Not
Yeah,
at-
look, and you have. This is fucking North Korea here.
It is.
Tommy's
Doesn't let
gonna
anything
then
get
go
out.
find a clip that like maybe 1 second I was like, oh, maybe this is a bit, and then he won't
You
put
guys
it.
had that debate
and then he
last
won't.
year.
You
I
had the
remember
debate
it like
about
it was
LeBron
yesterday.
not
I
winning
don't know
the
how
East.
this became about North Korea. It's not even an NBA season.
Okay.
No, I'm not worried. As long as Brady's like going to play for 4 or 5 years.
I don't think you should be.
No, I'm not.
No, I don't think you should be.
I'm not.
I don't think you should
But
be.
they didn't look great.
You want to talk about people who came crashing back down to earth? It's the New York Football Jets, who are just the same team they always are.
This is great that I have still like 1 day.
I know, you're a motherfucker.
I'm okay. The Bears could be 1-1. I'm cool.
I mean,
Haha, Kevin.
That's a
it
game
was.
that and now maybe, you know, down the road, the Darnold, whatever. It's too early to judge either way.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
if the
he still
Jets are
threw for
going
like
to be
340,
anything
but-
this season, they win that game.
Yeah.
If they're going to be the same old Jets, and by the way, Fireman Ed back. That guy.
I did a 180 on Fireman Ed.
Now you're in his court.
I'm just not as down on him as I once was. When you know the full story, like he had kind of every reason to walk away.
Because he was getting harassed.
It wasn't. I mean, he was like having fist fights in the bathroom every time he went. Like he was like, I can't do this anymore. He's like, I don't want to say too much, but he was like, I'm gonna end up going to jail for this because he was like beating the shit out of people who were challenging him to fights. So I think he was eventually like, I don't want to do this anymore.
He's actually a humanitarian.
Yeah, like for
all
real.
other Jets fans, so they don't get their face pummeled in.
Basically.
Fireman Ed had to retire.
He was like beating people up who were challenging him to fights over like Sanchez versus fucking Tebow. Like I actually kind of
According to
I
who,
fucking
Fireman
love-
Ed. Listen, you're drinking the Fireman Ed Kool-Aid. I find it, if that's fine, if that's his story, I still feel it. It's awful convenient.
Well,
that
no,
it was
but no,
butt
but
fumble when he
I
retired.
stayed right in between though. Like I learned a little more about it, so I understand where he's coming from. But then I think he should have just stayed away forever.
But here's
The
the
way
thing,
you're
Dave.
saying you learned a little bit more, it's like you have like inside sources or something.
Yeah, I mean, like I know people who know Ed, and I know like lifelong Jets fans who have like
So,
season tickets.
here's
So,
the propaganda is what we're
Here's the
dealing
thing,
with.
Dave. Though,
I mean-
I know you said like he can't come back. I think he absolutely can because this is
It's
the
like
life.
wrestling.
No,
It's like-
yeah, this is the life of an outrageous
Yeah.
celebrity fan. Like
Yeah.
these guys, Marlins man, denouncing the Marlins and then signing
Right.
a 1-day
Right.
contract. These are the stories we live for.
Yeah.
Fucking Detroit Don and Superfan in the famous rant said they don't know if they can come back to this dump. Like, that's
And
what
then
being
you
a
do.
celebrity.
Like the fact that we were even debating coming out of retirement
Right.
is absurd.
That's the best part about a celebrity superfan. They somehow have made themselves bigger than the
Yes.
team.
Yes.
So they can do whatever they want, in my opinion.
Pretty much. And as I understand, I don't go to a lot of games. People who are season ticket holders are like, it's so much better when he's there. So I'm like, whatever, fine.
Get
Go
the
ahead.
Jets chant. We need a press release or something from him.
It was not a great return though.
Let's
Not good.
get his ass in here then, and we can hash this shit out.
Yeah.
I think
He'll fight you.
Yeah, fine.
From
Listen.
what Kevin's saying, from the things that Kevin has learned, Fireman Ed will fight you.
Listen,
He
if
won't throw
that's
the first
why he
punch.
retired, again, I just find it's like
Well, I
butt
think
fumble.
it was absolutely at its lowest then.
Kicking.
everyone's-
I don't know what the hell's going on with the kicking in the
Crazy.
NFL.
Crazy.
The Browns, this guy Gonzalez, who I guess what
You
Four
can't be- you
kicks.
can't be named Zane.
He missed 4 kicks.
Two extra
Zane,
points.
I
Two
would
extra
never.
points,
If you
2
sign
field goals.
someone named Zane to your team,
I'm
see you
trying
later.
to think what that is, and he was a 5th-round draft pick, I think, this year. Zane Gonzalez.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was. 2
I don't know
years
why I
ago.
said
Where is
yeah.
he from? Arizona State. So was he good last year?
I mean, he couldn't have been in many high-pressure
He was
situations,
like,
right?
at the end of the season, he was like one of the only actual positives. He was starting to kick well.
That
And
is
now
depressing
he's
for the Browns.
It actually
And he was
is funny.
injured.
The only positive.
with our
I
kicker.
will say, kicking's like golf. It's one of those things. I mean, there is nothing, no explanation besides you are a mental midget
Yep.
with no nerves to miss
You can miss one.
2 extra points.
One is, okay, the
What is
snap, whatever. You missed 4
What
kicks in
is-
one game. Dan Carlson for the Vikings missed 3 kicks. By the way,
that 36-yarder for Dan Carlson.
a little nice spin zone for all the kickers out there. Smart of them to all suck in the same week, so it's kind of spread out.
Yeah, I know his
'Cause
name
otherwise-
Zane.
yeah.
That's rest. I'm like, who was it again? What
Dan
team was
Carlson and Zane Gonzalez,
They both have to
they
be-
both are taking a little heat off each other.
it? Yeah.
But, I mean, the Carlson guy pushed 3 way right. Missing 2 extra points, I don't know. Like, what can you equate that? That is such a
Mistake.
fundamental,
Yeah.
it's like catching a routine pop-up, or I guess when a pitcher can't throw to first base. I don't know what you call it. It's something that,
He's
you know,
chucking
It's
Knoblauch.
like a Rick Ankiel.
like,
yeah,
hi-
Jack Knoblauch,
like
yeah.
high school kids don't miss 2 in one game, and then it's one of the 26th. It's just impossible. The Browns are always going to be the Browns. It was unbelievable. The Vikings game to miss, they both have to be cut, right?
I think Zane Gonzalez
Pat
already
McAfee's about
has
to get a
been
call.
cut. I think Dane Carlson, I mean, he has to be cut. Yeah, he has to be.
Speaking of cut, Vontae Davis, the Bills just up and quitting at halftime.
I can't get enough of this movie.
And
I love it.
The Bills players are mad. The coach took back McDermott. The defensive play calling second half made a huge difference. I don't know if the players were just mad because the Vontae Davis quit. I actually don't have that big of a problem with him. I mean,
the only problem is he didn't tell his, like, it's the John Kruk. But John Kruk told everyone before he was going to do it. He hit a single, got in his car, went back to West Virginia.
like what the Bills players are complaining, like it makes them look bad. Like, does it really matter if he quit after the game or at halftime?
All right. The real story, though, is that he didn't play week 1, played a half of football, and I think they have to pay him the $5 million.
Guaranteed.
I was wondering
Although
that the
I don't know what
guarantee.
guarantee means if you do something like this. Like there must be
It
some
can't
sort of
be.
clause, right?
It can't. And then
It's an all-time move.
And then one of the highlights of the week was Fitzmagic coming out in Deshaun Jackson's clothes and had, of course, the interview question, which is hilarious. When he's like, "Guys, only 2 more questions. I'm gonna give Deshaun his clothes back."
You know, and we got to make sure we know how to handle success and all those things. So we can't change who we are.
How many carats do you think are around your?
It's really heavy. It's really heavy.
Fitzmagic's the toast of the town. The Bucs. I don't know where our guy Stephen Shea is. Is he just floating on a magic carpet?
Yeah,
Rocking
he's got
that.
it.
He's got
He's
the
got it.
creamsicle on again.
I need to know from Stephen Shea. They play, I think it's Monday night next week against the Steelers. Then they play against the Bears. If Fitzpatrick goes 4-0, how can you bench him?
No, you can't.
Wait, are we even debating that?
If you ask
Jameis
Stephen Shea, I said, is there a QB controversy?
I'm
He
gonna
says,
grab him?
absolutely not. Yeah.
Still? You asked him
How
today?
about, is Jameis gonna be in trouble for texting his receivers?
I don't know. You did that?
Yeah, and
During
you're not
the
supposed
game?
to have any contact during a
Wait,
suspension.
wait,
so I
wait,
think
wait,
the Bucs are hopefully like.
Wait. Stephen Shea said today there's no
I
quarterback.
don't know about today. I'm not going to.
He said it, I know, after week 1.
Yes.
There is no quarterback controversy today.
He's playing like the best in football. It's him and Mahomes.
So the question is, if you're, we need Stephen Shea up here because if you're a Jameis Winston guy, are you now rooting against the Bucs in a weird way because you don't want, like, if he loses one game, then it's Jameis's
It's
job.
not even the fact that he's put up the 4 touchdowns, the 400 yards back to back. When you're wearing Deshaun Jackson's clothes and you're doing the beard
Offensive
thing,
linemen love you.
you're in.
And honestly,
like there'd be a rebellion.
This is
and you're not
kinda-
eating W's.
The problem is that the downfall
All right, here
is
he
coming,
is.
but
Wow.
when he's hot,
Creamsicle.
this is what Fitzmagic does.
He's
He
in
plays
the
well, and then he
creamsicle.
plays like absolute trash.
Oh, here we go. Is that Testaverde?
Yeah, but it's also around Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
So we were debating yesterday. Last week, Dan asked a quarterback controversy
Yes,
in Tampa.
there isn't
He said,
one.
there is still not one because now it's Fitzpatrick's job, right?
If Jameis
absolutely
Winston
not.
could play on Monday night, you'd start Jameis Winston?
That's
If
insane.
on Monday night this week?
Yes.
Yes.
That-
Oh my God,
that's-
Stephen
I mean,
Shea.
he's playing like the best
Go,
in football
leave,
right now.
Leave. Get
No.
off.
You're
get off.
ruining your
They-
credibility
they're all-
as a football analyst.
You're done.
All three?
You're
All three?
done. You're done. No, you're done. You're done. You're done. That's insane. Get off.
take.
Yeah, no. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Back to your second floor.
Get back on second.
Go get my ad reads. Run my promo code.
I'll credit
You're done.
Steve
You're
Shave.
done. You're done.
Dollar Shave Club. That's insane.
I
That's
agree.
insane.
I agree. You have to at least play the saying if Jameis could play next week, you would still play Jameis. That's
Listen,
crazy.
you got to let Fitzmagic
Lose.
taper out.
And
You'll
he will.
You'll
It
cause
will
a
happen.
revolt.
Right.
You'll
Right.
ruin Jameis if he doesn't play great.
Right, and that's the thing about Fitzmagic is he does do this where he will get hot, and you have to just milk every win out of him.
And also,
'cause
it
he
means
will
that if
fall
he's
back
going
to
to get
earth.
this hot, that means he's got to get that much
Yes.
colder.
And the
Correct.
Bucs are having the most fun in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't break this up with. Imagine Jameis coming out with the "I'm going to eat a W" speech.
And everyone's just like,
right.
hey, what about that other
That's
guy?
that's
who
almost the
knows
problem is
games?
who you're replacing him
Yeah.
with too.
So that now makes me believe that Stephen Shea might, in a weird alternate universe, kind of be rooting against the Bucs the next 2 weeks because
He was so adamant too, like rolled his
It's only a
eyes. like,
3-game
no,
suspension.
it's 3-game suspension. But what people are saying is because they play Monday Night Football and then Sunday, they're gonna give Jameis because they have an early bye, so they're gonna give Jameis till week 6 because they want to give him enough time. But
If you're the Bucs and Stephen Shea or anybody, I would just set Jameis up for a sting. Like, he's the easiest guy to get to do something like illegal and get him
Get him to steal
suspended
something
more.
again, yeah.
So just
have
like
him go
I mean,
to
the
Publix.
text, honestly, the
Oh,
text
look,
message
there's some
just sounded
crab
like it
legs
was some
over
sort
there.
of
Just grab them.
violation.
yeah, yeah.
Dollar Shave Club. DollarShaveClub.com/Barstool. Pick your own starter set for just $5. No matter what you do in the bathroom to get ready, Dollar Shave Club has everything you need to look, feel, smell your best. Right now, you can get an amazing deal on any of their starter sets. I recommend the Daily Essential Starter Set because I love the Amber Lavender Body Cleanser, but you can't go wrong. I just don't know how the viewing audience at home doesn't know that's an ad read.
Well,
like, I'm reading it.
I think they do know.
Yeah.
Whether it says that or not, you read every single one. So.
Right.
Right.
You thought up until that moment they maybe thought
that
this
you
was
were
a
duping
topic
them?
on the
No,
rundown?
but it's like, I recommend the Daily Essential Starter Set.
Well,
because
yeah,
I,
you're supposed to give a little. I mean, I use it every day. I love
see?
it. Do I?
I think you do.
Exactly.
And I actually do use Dollar Shave Club. It's just, I guess, maybe it's so, when there's that much text, how I do is like, hey, Dave, you know the Amber Lavender thing they sent that you like? Just talk about that and do it your own spin. Did we talk about Josh Gordon yet?
No.
I like the Browns doing that. I think they're not going to win with Josh Gordon. Like, when I don't mean win a game. They may win a game. I mean, they're not going to, like, win with him. He's a problem for the culture there, clearly. So I like the move by the Browns.
It also sounds like he gave him, like...
He's a game changer.
For whoever picks him up?
If like he ends up on the Patriots,
I mean,
that's a game changer.
I don't think there's-
the Browns will not trade him to an AFC team because they want to make sure they keep their playoff hopes intact.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
It's
I
more-
added the last part, but they do not want to trade him to an AFC team.
There's never been a better candidate for just like change of scenery shit.
So I thought
Like
they
if he
released
gets his
him.
act together. They released him, but they said they had by today to trade him or something like that.
Yeah, they can still trade. It says today
announced-
Browns believe they'll be able to trade Gordon.
They
It's
announced
5 hours.
that they will release him, basically saying we're open
Which
for
also,
business.
doesn't that just, wouldn't you just say he's on the block, not as much as like we will cut him? It just kills
Yeah, I
your
don't
leverage, no?
I mean, I don't know how much leverage you have a guy with that can't go 2 weeks without.
This is uncharted territory for the Browns, having a player that everyone wants.
Yeah. And I
available.
think it's uncharted territory for everything in the
For a
sense that
talent,
he's a
level of
dominant
talent, yeah.
player, but he just can't stay in the field. College football, Dan, start with you.
Not great.
We were at FanDuel Sportsbook, which is just an awesome way to spend a Saturday. All the games up there, betting, legal. I'm throwing out cash left and right. Made two $10,000 wagers. Won them both. Lost Vandy game. They almost won. But we were watching Wisconsin BYU, and I openly was like, I should live money BYU. I think this is going to be a tough game. You're like, no, Wisconsin, no chance they lose. You tweeted
that
out.
tweet, yeah. The tweet, like, I know they're not
Not a
great.
good tweet.
They're not great, but like,
I've
they're
had
not
a
gonna
bad
lose this
run.
game.
I've had
And then
a
it was
week
like,
of just
I hate
really
myself.
bad. I mean,
You're having those a couple weeks where it's like I'm down on football, like the sport.
I'm just
like, you don't
seeing
want to watch any of it anymore.
I'm seeing everything. Like my jinxes are just on fire right now. I mean, I said Patrick Mahomes stunk.
Yeah, that's not great either.
Before week 1.
That-
I'm on fire. Everything I say, the opposite happens.
Wisconsin was just widely overrated to begin the season.
Well, I said that. I mean, I hate when Wisconsin is ranked top 10 that early because that's just not what Wisconsin football is. They're like a, 15 to 25 team that can sneak up late.
You know what that horse racing analogy, they always say it, it's like a plotter versus horses that nothing special, and they just grind you at the same speed.
Right.
And eventually they start passing people.
Right,
who,
and you're like, wait, they're not even changing speed right now, but everyone's getting a little slower. Right, that's exactly what we are. But I went through the range of emotions right after the game. I was texting with a bunch of my friends, like, I think I'm done. I can't do this anymore. They're like, you're ridiculous. And then obviously, like a week later or an hour later, I was like, you know what, that is ridiculous. In the silver lining, and I know this might sound ridiculous that I'm just spinning this, but there was no chance Wisconsin was going to go to the college football playoffs. They were going to lose eventually. Might as well just get it over now. And now I just got free football. Like, there's no. What if they lose to Iowa on Saturday night? What does it matter? The season's already effectively over in that respect. So we have readjusted. We're going to do the classic Wisconsin. We're going to finish 10-3. We're going to have a couple nice moments. Probably beat someone in a December 31st, January 1st bowl game. Rinse, repeat.
So you're just happy to be
do
there.
it again next year.
all right, well, then
I mean,
be
it's
there
just,
rather than-
what are you going to say? I know I've been a long time on the record that Wisconsin football is never going to win a national title. Like, it's the Jimmies and Joes versus X's and O's. At some point, now this was a very, very disappointing loss because you're 23.5-point favorites, but it was going to happen anyway. If we play, you see Ohio State on Saturday night? You think Ohio State and Wisconsin are on the same level if we play in the Big Ten championship
I will
game?
say, I don't remember the last time Wisconsin, though, lost the game that they're that big of a favorite.
Last time they lost a home game out of conference, I was a freshman, 2003.
Yeah.
September 19th, 2003 against UNLV.
Well, we'll cheer you up here. Coach O pulled the big upset.
That's what brought me back. So I seriously was, Wisconsin lost, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I fucking hate football. I'm done with this. And then 20 minutes later, LSU pulls out a miracle victory on the Plains. And Coach O, the haters, of which there are many, line them up, knock them down.
Cold Takes Exposed was having a fucking field day.
Since they lost to Troy, I think, last year, there's something like 8-2. They have now won 3 games. They're 3-0 this year. 2 wins against top 10 teams.
As underdogs in both.
Woo! They might be my number one on
How
the college
much would
They
you
might
pay?
be number 1 ranked team.
They should.
Football.
I actually think they should be the number 1 team.
I have number 1.
I don't think they're the best team.
I have
but
number
I
1
think
LSU, number 2 BYU, and then we'll go from there.
How much did you pay for the transcript that he had with the cop?
Oh, he wanted to wrestle him right there. It was great. It was great. It was just Coach O, like everything you could see inside, everything inside of him was like, let's just wrestle right here. And he just like, no, wait, hold on. The cameras are probably on me. This is a police officer. The police officers didn't do it too.
Oh yeah, I know.
He was just ready to wrestle.
Yeah, they were ready to go. They was his own
and
guy.
then the fuck 'em in the post game to the haters.
Hey, whoa. Fuck them, it's
Yeah, big win for LSU. Big win for Michigan. I like to keep them updated.
Who'd you guys even play?
SMU. We took it to them.
Did you cover?
No. Okay. Not even close. But
got it.
Took it to him.
In terms of tragedy, I believe if you had the first half under, I think Michigan got a 73-yard interception return at the end of the half to go over.
If you want to do bad beats, you the end of that Giants-Cowboys game yesterday?
Yeah, I was asleep. I went to bed. I had the Cowboys.
I had the second half under. 21,
I saw your tweet.
Onside kick, and they never do that
where
they
kick
kick
the
the field goal. They never do that. Teams are always dumb and they go for the end zone.
Yeah. I had a great gambling day. The only thing is that if Vandy beat Notre Dame, it would have been to the moon. I would have knocked out that FanDuel Sportsbook for 40 grand in like the span of 2 hours.
And they really.
I did $5 to win 20.
That
they're
Vandy
4-1 underdogs.
That Shermer kid, who's actually the son of the Giants coach, he was balling.
Yeah, those two halftime. It doesn't generally work like that when you watch something the first half. You're like, how is this bet even happening? Because it's like you come out second half, it's a totally different game. But Syracuse beating Florida State. Florida State has quit. They got to fire Taggart.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's the worst team in the country.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
And Vanderbilt should have never been down 16-3 against Notre Dame. So we have
the Giants are fucked, by the way.
Giants? Yeah.
Oh, I mean, they're so fucked.
What did they? That signing of Odell Beckham Jr. makes
not only the signing of Odell Beckham,
but they don't even
drafting Saquon Barkley and punting on 4th and 1 at the 50-yard line.
That was nuts.
You have what many will like think is going to be the best running back in the game for a while now.
Just go get an inch.
And he makes everyone miss.
Yeah.
But that offensive line is.
They can't block.
How many years
anybody.
have the Giants had a bad offensive line?
A lot.
Eli doesn't even try to
throw
throw
it
down
down horrible
the field.
since they won. They beat the Pats in the Super Bowl. I mean, I love Giant fans. Let me tell you something about Giants. You just say something. You can't comment about the Giants. The Giants fans reverting back to black and white TV. Well, what about Mike Bavaro? It's like you guys are a joke franchise. It's not me because you beat the Patriots. The Giants are disgusting.
Well, Eli has no time. He can't scramble. But I mean, he has not thrown the ball more than 5 yards. And I mean, how many times did you throw it down the field?
There was a quote this offseason where he said he's really excited to throw the ball downfield.
And they just don't even do it ever.
This is an old story, but I don't think we'd had the quote, and I don't know when the quote came out, but the Weather Channel guy who made
That's a pretty new story. It was like Friday was the clip.
Yeah. Someone said what, but
there's a couple of them. There's also the one of Anderson Cooper, it's on the Weather Channel. But
this is the Weather Channel guy, like Sideman or something. He's acting like he's getting blown over by the wind, like heavy wind in the hurricane in North Carolina. And these two guys walk behind the street. This happens a lot to weathermen.
All the time. Mm-hmm.
But the Weather Channel issued a press release statement on this.
I like this.
I like this.
An unbelievable quote, essentially saying, like, well, he's standing on wet grass while the two people behind are in cement, and he was working all day, so he'd been exhausted, like defending this. And just an unbelievable serious quote from the Weather Channel.
Better than nothing.
The best part about the quote, though, do you have the quote, Tommy?
Yeah, you want
Read the quote.
It's important to note that the two individuals in the background are walking on concrete, and Mike Seidel is trying to maintain his footing on wet grass after reporting on air until 1 a.m.
That's
Eastern
the
this
kicker.
morning,
That's it.
and is
He's
undoubtedly
tired.
exhausted.
A hard day.
He's been up late.
Those two guys are fresh. He's been reporting the news, the weather to you in a crisis for 24 hours.
I'm surprised they didn't throw in like, oh, he's still jet lagged from a flight he took 3 days.
There is no
having a hard time at home.
Yeah,
He's got, you know, he walked the dog and the rain.
I thought it was a fake quote at first because I asked K. Mark, I'm like, have we blogged the quote? And he's like, what quote? So then I'm like, maybe this was just photo. It's one of those things. It could have been Photoshopped.
Yeah.
But there's no group of people, as we've learned over the last couple of years, the weather community and their fight for respect is like unbelievable.
just-
The
Yeah.
all-time is when they're in the boat and the people walk.
Yeah.
That's the number one.
yeah.
That's 6 inches of water. They're in a boat.
The meteorologists, the names that they just are constantly like thinking they're being disrespected, but then they go do stuff like this. It's like, man, I mean, how can you take these people seriously?
Well, it's one of those professions that technology has just killed.
Yeah.
And they just can't figure it out. So it's like, we don't need a guy standing on the side of a road pretending to struggle in the grass when you can pull up your weather app and be like, yeah, hey, guess what? There's a hurricane
That's why
coming.
I
It's gonna
like
rain
that
a lot.
the CGI shit they did. I'm in the fucking comfort of my studio and I can still show you
That
how
was
bad-
cool.
Yeah.
That was very
Just
cool.
do that from now on. You don't have to
Right.
put anyone in the middle of a hurricane.
You know somebody was in his ear too, being like, lean into it, lean
Yeah.
into it, because that's like what puts his ass in the seat. for
Yeah.
the weather.
Wow, you really can't get
I
wow,
respect the
those
showmanship,
wins.
though. You want to
Yeah.
just go out there and stand there?
But it's just
You can't have those guys walk by.
You got to have
And the
people around
camera
the
kinda,
perimeter
like,
being like,
fans,
you can't,
like,
yeah.
get rid of
Yeah,
them.
right. Can't let anyone breach the perimeter when you're trying to make a heroic shot like that.
Triple G, Canelo. I know, Dan, you bet this. So the decision went to Canelo. I watched the fight. I saw
did too,
people
yeah.
freaking out both ways. To me, I said it throughout the later rounds, like, good luck scoring it.
Yeah.
Because the styles were very different. A lot of the power punches early all seemed Canelo.
Here's my problem with it was I could totally see a draw. Draw would have been totally fair, like you said. It was tough to judge the whole thing. I thought if gun to head, Triple G did enough. I also think the rounds he won them more convincingly than the rounds that Canelo won. My only problem is that fucking one judge who had the 12th as Canelo's. That's when people are like, what is going on with boxing? Because Triple G, he came on strong at the end, wouldn't you say? Like,
I would.
Canelo owned the first 6 rounds
Yeah,
or so.
I
And
think
then Triple G came on at the end, and he was very powerful at the end. I think, didn't he not stun Canelo in the
Canelo
last
got
round?
hurt in my mind twice. There were only 2 instances, I think, in the entire fight where somebody was stunned. I think Triple G stunned Canelo twice.
Was one of them in the last round, though? It might have been, right?
I think, yeah.
Yes.
For Robbie.
And I think 2 of the
so to
3 were the
call-
last 3 rounds that Canelo got stunned.
Right, but to then call the last round for Canelo, that's when people do not
I mean,
trust
doesn't this
boxing.
happen? Yeah, it happens every
Yeah.
fucking time.
But
And they want a third fight, which I do too,
Yeah.
because it was unbelievable. The first 2 fights have been great. Like, these guys have been basically as even as you can be boxing. They should fight until someone knocks out the other person.
I don't think that, they should go rounds. But that is one thing that, even though Canelo was stunned, he was never in total danger. Like, Triple G didn't pounce on him right away. The one thing about these 2 guys fighting is, for most of the fight, you never feel like someone's about to get knocked out.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Well,
good boxing.
Triple G's jaw is just insane. It's insane. They really do need a rule in boxing, though, where if you get to a round like that and it's a total toss-up, they can both just be like, all right, let's go
going.
15.
And I also think, and it's not how they
Sign away
score
your
It used to be
Sign away your
15.
life.
That's
Yeah.
crazy that it used to be
Yeah.
15.
They can
That's
they
when people
also
die.
should change it. But I said at the end of the fight, which would lean towards Triple G winning it, I said going into the last 3 rounds, whoever wins the next 3 should win the fight.
And that was
'cause
Triple G.
close. But theoretically, it doesn't. The first round doesn't really matter as much
No,
as the
yeah.
10th. But I think it should.
Also, the broadcast was all over the place. I feel like they had it convincingly one way or the other the whole time.
But they weirdly did. Like, the announcers were saying, like Roy Jones and Lampley were saying Triple G, but then Howard Letterman had
Came in saying Canelo
No,
was...
excuse me.
Yeah, other way around.
Letterman had Triple G, and the other guys had Canelo.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Well,
it
Roy
felt like
Jones.
all over the place.
Roy Jones will say somebody's fading in like the second round. It's like, what are you talking about, Roy? I hate ESPN. Hate them.
However,
that being said,
I don't even want to put this in their brain because they're dumb enough not to realize this. Stephen A., Teddy Atlas,
give them a show right now.
They're the best at everything. Yeah. They're better than us at everything.
When I was watching the Fresno UCLA game at 1:30 in the morning, when that clip like hit the internet, I was just like, "Oh my God!"
Do you think they know what they? I don't think they do. They only put them like together. Maybe Teddy Atlas can't get excited.
Teddy Atlas is just
I played blackjack.
I mean, that guy. He's like
really?
Carabas with baseball. I feel like he knows one thing.
He's just that perfect amount of like punch-drunk slash funny in his own right, and just it was.
I don't think he's one of those guys. What makes us authenticity? Yeah. I don't think Teddy Atlas has any idea.
No, when Stephen A. Smith said he was biased and he pretended to jump off the back of the set. Biased.
He's a one in a million. He's been doing it for a long ass time.
I feel like they stopped using him too because he's so crazy.
These judges are ridiculous. They give it to anyone who's coming forward. Yeah, if you went forward, they might give it to you. Well, with you, they might make an exception.
Well, you can look at it that way, and I see you cracking jokes on me. They need to be funnier, point number one. Point number two, when you talk about Triple G, let's not forget, you keep going to jab, like he was connected on that. It was petty. That's what he was doing. He was supposed to go like this, but he wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that, but he wasn't doing it the whole fight. Hold on, listen to this, Teddy. He wasn't doing that the entire fight. Again, I have Triple G winning this fight, but it was close. The difference between me and Teddy is that Teddy, the boxing historian, the expert, the man that knows boxing, sometimes can be a little bit too critical because he's a little bit emotional. Why? Because he looks at a fight. Yes, I'm calling you emotional. Yo, he's a little bit too emotional. And what happens is, that's right. Yo, that would be you. That would be you. The point is, this is what he does.
He's the best.
I do think that you put him out there like full time, he's prone to say something that's going to get you in trouble.
No, he's getting the Dickie V
you gotta give
send-off.
it, you got to give him small bits.
By the way, speaking of which, Lee Corso, I think we've talked about this, but we've
put
got
him out to pasture.
Yeah,
I love Lee,
it's time.
and I love Lee, and I love everything he's done for game day. But it's awkward.
I say this every time we bring up Lee Corso. I think he still sells pencils.
Yeah, I just wish I don't know. Maybe I'm
Ticonderoga,
different, but I hope that if I ever get to that point, someone's like, "Hey, man, just
let me know."
We don't want people to remember this. We want them to remember all the years that you were unbelievable.
We're really throwing bouquets of flowers at ESPN right now, but like the job Herb Street does with him, like keeping him moving along.
Oh yeah, it's very much like going to see your grandparents and like keeping a conversation going.
Speaking of crazy, Tom Arnold supposedly going to fight with Mark Burnett at the Emmys are tonight, right? The Emmys pre-show.
The Emmys are tonight?
Yeah.
Oh wait, we don't care about the Emmys. Emmys are TV, right?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a big word though, Emmys.
Yeah, well, you think Emmys, Oscars.
Is that what the fake Kate Nolan? She has a fake Emmy. That's the one they made up for her.
The web Emmys or whatever.
Yeah. The first year award for new shows that only 6 people watch online with a host. The initials KN goes to Katie Nolan. I digress.
They also have like city Emmys too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think Casey has
like a
an
New York City Emmy.
Yeah. No. You can win like a Chicago Emmy. Yeah.
Jeff Lowe, we got Emmys here.
Jeff Lowe has an Emmy, right?
I think Casey dressed up for the Emmys.
Jeff Lowe has 2 Emmys.
Yeah.
How do you have 2 Emmys?
Where? Like Social Good Morning America or something, right?
Run, Tommy, run! We got a 2-time Emmy Award winner here.
I tweeted for Good Morning America and won 2 Emmys for Best Morning Show.
Yeah, he was running there like the @GMA account.
Like I said,
I didn't deserve them at all.
No, I know.
Not at all.
I know. That's.
Do you have them?
He's
Where
got
are
the hardware. Yeah,
they're at home.
Didn't you get nominated for an Emmy?
Yeah, I lost them.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's all.
I got nominated for 2 and lost both, and 1 was to Tom Curran. So that'll tell you how.
On your own show.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Jeff. Do you have it in your profile?
I know what you're doing.
2-time Emmy Award winner?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do
good.
you have
I was gonna say you have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Both. They're in my office
holding
at
both.
home.
You have an office at your house?
Yeah, with Emmys.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have. Dave, that's like. Dave,
where do you live, Jeff?
No, but hold on. You guys are crazy for
got an
questioning
office
that.
in your Manhattan.
Jeff Lowe has an office?
Guys, if you have 2 Emmys, you got to get the office around it.
Like you have a shelf. Yeah. You have a shelf.
It's a
That's
coffee
on the
table,
wall.
and there's just 2 Emmys on there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, you have a table.
Imagine walking in Jeff Lowe's apartment.
It's like being given
He has a table.
It's like being given a pool float. You got to then get a pool.
When people come over and drink, they put their solo cups in. They just
Can
drink
we
out of it.
get
It's like a party
can
trick.
we
you bring
rent
them in?
them like a museum?
You mean to bring them in? No.
Yeah, bring them in.
Can we keep them here for a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
I like that.
Wait, you hate on the Emmys, but if we can get them.
Well, I think it would be a nice touch to this office.
You don't have to tell anyone who.
Oh yeah, Loud Sean's got Emmys.
Oh yeah.
Three. What do you have?
We got 5 Emmys in the house.
They just give these things away like cookies.
Yeah, I got 3.
For what?
Best sports studio show that goes daily for MLB Tonight.
Wow.
We
And
can't
is
even
that,
get
were
this
you like running that?
studio together for us.
I was like running the edit squad.
5? 10 Emmys we have at Barstool.
What's his name?
David
Blattman, yeah.
5 Emmys. He's working on the college show.
We have 5. We have 10 Emmys at Barstool Sports.
How do you not have that on the website?
He has 5 Emmys,
10
and Frankie's like
Home with
barking
10
out
Emmys.
orders. Like, no, we're not doing it that way. Put the camera on.
We were working
Dave.
on this.
Put the camera on Dan.
We were working on this college show until like 2:30 in the morning on a Friday night, and he just like muttered to himself. He's like, "I have 5 Emmys." I was like, "What?"
What I'm about
He's like,
to
I have
say.
5 Emmys, and we're just like, I'm like, "What?"
And you're
5?
doing this because the other guy who has the Emmys can't get us the footage.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of Emmys just like.
What I'm
that's
about to
great.
say, I don't want it to be misconstrued as mean. But Casey, does it hurt knowing that there are 10 Emmys in this place and you couldn't win one?
No, because mine was for on air. It's different.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point. That's a good report.
Mine was for on air.
Everyone
Theirs
else
was for
is
behind
the
the scenes.
Harder to win it on air.
That's true.
Sure,
Here
it's
comes
much
Jeff.
harder to
Here
win on
comes
air.
Oh, we got
So
an Emmy
wait,
off.
my second Emmy was from our.
What a fucking outrageous sentence to say. My second Emmy.
We had a hurricane relief show last year because you only get the
That-
only
that's
shows
what
win
they
one.
do. They make up. It's like.
But I sat
specific
the whole
Emmys
episode.
for,
I was
like-
on air and I was next to Goodell the entire episode. Just me sitting next to Roger Goodell. That's like.
But you didn't win it for your job on air.
Yeah, but he was on air.
But it wasn't an on-air
Casey
Emmy.
got, like, didn't you get all dolled up for this thing?
Yeah, you have like red carpet and
She
everything.
like-
Did you think you were going to win?
No.
Okay.
I thought the show might. I didn't think I was going
Got
to win
it.
my individual.
Yeah. Wow.
But Dave did text me the next day, and he was like, I know Emmys are stupid, but if you won one, I'm going to tell everybody that we have an Emmy award.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we do. We have
Ride
10,
that wave.
10 of them.
10
I
Emmy
know.
awards.
Double
Wild Sean.
digits.
You want to talk about? Wow.
3 Emmys.
Good for Sean.
We got to get all the Emmys in here
Yeah.
and just
Line 'em
line
up.
them up. Emmys. Jesus Christ. I don't even want an Emmy at this point.
It's like getting a Twitter check mark.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We should let's get this show up for an Emmy. Long-
The
the show-
best daily digital show that airs on Barstool.
No. I was going to say this category is the show that there was no chance 5 years ago people thought it would still be going on 5 years from now.
That would be real.
Runaway. Unanimous.
Runaway winner.
Unanimous.
Absolute
Let
winner.
me put it this way: if maybe me more so played like nicer with people and wasn't like, oh.
No,
you-
Dave. No,
We
still.
make it an
This
Emmy.
would not win.
Why? Well, this is
What the? What
Kate
show
Nolan won an
are we
Emmy.
doing?
Stinks.
This is
This is better
set
than-
that we made 2 years ago. Like we're going to change this.
No, Tim,
This
you
show
could
does
win.
not.
You could win for exactly what you just said. Emmy for a show that people didn't think would be still on air 5 years later. Like that is how crazy their categories. Anyways, the Tom Arnold thing is funny. Mark Burnett, who's like the best reality producer of all time, I think he's Survivor, he did Contender, he's done 1 million. Tom Arnold is in Apprentice, which is the crux of the story. Tom Arnold is accusing Mark Burnett of hiding Donald Trump footage from The Apprentice, and now he's doing his own reality show called like The Apprentice Files or something. Ooh. So I think he just stalks Mark Burnett, and Mark Burnett just tried to beat him up.
Fair's fair.
I feel like you can't let yourself be intimidated by Tom Arnold.
Well,
especially if you're like a pretty big shot.
I'd
like
agree
this
with
guy
that.
is. You can't be like afraid of Tom Arnold. You have to lay it down.
And then the last story, and by the way, Tom Arnold, he's crazy. The fact he was with Roseanne makes me think he's like a bazillion times crazier. Skip Bayless, jacked. This
Huge.
picture.
Shredded.
How old is he?
He's got to be in his 60s.
Shredded.
Yeah.
That guy's crushing it.
I still, every time, 66.
66?
Every time he tweets
Looking like that?
about his wife, it's like, that's
Ernestine?
Ernestine. That's not a real name.
No,
Like, they don't name people. They don't. The last Ernestine died in the Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
There's no way that Ernestine's a real name.
How about Belichick, Schmelichek, too?
Yeah,
That was
he
another
burned
tweet.
you there. He roasted you.
I didn't see that one.
said
Belichick, Schmelichek.
More like Smelichek. Burned you. That's a burn.
I mean,
roasted?
I'll make a Schmelichek shirt right fucking now.
Last thing, which we haven't officially said, our guy Za.
Yeah.
Za is-
America, baby.
Za.
So,
United
big
States.
news. Za was fighting immigration and the powers that be, and he's officially got all his papers in order.
Are
so
you
is
a
this for
citizen or a
life?
visa?
Come on over,
No.
Za.
No, so I'm on an entertainer's visa.
How long is that? How long does that last?
So that is, I believe it's 3 to 4 years.
Oh.
Then within that 3 to 4 years, you can apply on that visa. You can apply
4
for
years
permanent residence.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Did you already start applying?
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait
I
a year.
procrastinate
So.
the shit out of that.
Yeah, that's how you
Bieber's
end up
getting
back in
citizenship.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
See a will.
Sorry.
Bieber's getting citizenship here. We gotta make sure
His
you
shit
get
should
it
get
first.
revoked.
We need you. We need you.
That's how you get
before
that'll probably
Zah?
get you
No.
citizenship.
That's awesome, Zah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, big. That was big news. So happy to have Zah fully on. And Zah will be, all the team Portnoy will be with me at Rise Pays Use Rise.
Little team vacation.
No.
Yeah.
We work. Work only.
When are you
Business
leaving?
trip.
Thursday
Nate, what'd you say,
afternoon.
Nate?
Come back.
Friday morning.
You're gonna be back.
Yeah.
Nate and Dave are.
Nate's a little bitch.
Oh. Go get him the mic, man.
Nate's
Go.
gonna end up digging
Come
himself a
noogie
hole.
him.
Yeah, this is
Come
gonna be
noogie
very
him.
You're gonna end up digging yourself a hole you don't want to dig. Smart.
For the record, he said you're such a fucking bitch off microphone.